Hey guys, it is so much talent on YouTube. Sometimes I look at all the different YouTubers and what they have to offer. The talent is like, it's up there. It is up there. But I don't want you to get overwhelmed by looking at someone else. Remember, you have God given talents. God given talents. There is no need for you to compare yourself to anyone. Yes, look at the other YouTubers, look in the magazines, look at TV, whatever interests you. But remember, run your race. Run your race. There is no need for you to compare yourself to anyone. That is the trick of the enemy. He wants you to feel like, oh, I'm not ready to go on and make a video. I can't speak like that. I can't do that. No, that's not true. That's not true. The enemy wants to stir things up in your head. You get out there and put your best foot forward. That's all you can do, is be your true, authentic self. No need of you trying to mimic someone else. Don't do that. Don't go down that wrong path. You are uniquely designed. You were meant to do whatever you choose to do. For me, I'm starting out my children's book journey, and it is just that, a journey. But I'm not comparing myself to authors. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to be uniquely Dee Dee. That's what I'm doing. I'm just being me. For as YouTube, I do a lot of motivation. I believe that's one of my God-given gifts, is to inspire people. Do I always use the correct verbiage, the correct wording, use the right titles? I'm not even editing at this point. And that's something I'm going to work on. But for right now, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. I'm working on myself day by day. That's all I can do. I'm not going to put myself in a box and make myself all worried and overwhelmed because I'm not at this level. But believe me, by next year, there's going to be a difference in when I started and where I'm going to be at down the line. We all have to have room for growth and opportunity. So let go of that perfection. Let it go. Did I mention that it's devotion time? I probably didn't. See what I'm saying? I make mistakes, flaws. We all have them. But I want to read from Galatians chapter 6, verse 4 and 5. Each one should test their own actions. Then they can pride themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. For each one should carry their own load. Stay in your own lane. Just drive your path. Stay in your lane. Nothing wrong with being inspired by people. I'm inspired by a lot of people I see. I'm like, oh, she did that makeup. That was beautiful. But that is not my gift. That's not my gift. I hear someone sing a song and I'm like, oh, he did a dynamite job. No, that's not my gift. I can hold a tune, but it's not meant for me to go on American Idol. That's not for me, or Sunday Best. That's not me. I need to stay in my lane. Someone might be a designer, a fashion designer. They can pull things together, or even with home decoration. Now, I can do a little something there. But again, that's not something I want to go after. Again, we all have God-given gifts and talents. Just remain in your lane. And just because someone is doing something a certain way doesn't mean you have to do it that way. I've heard several YouTubers say you shouldn't use notes. You guys know me. You know I come with notes. I come with tips. But I'm comfortable with doing that. Now down the line, will I probably do away with notes completely? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But for right now, I use notes. I reference notes. Kind of like how Linus and Charlie Brown, he would hold his little blanket. So that's what I do. And some of this is like I said before in another one of my videos. That's just a trainer in me. I've always referenced notes. That's just something I do. And I'm going to reference some notes now. See how I pulled that in? So, yeah. So this scripture emphasizes the importance of us focusing on our unique journeys and responsibilities instead of competing with others. There should be no competitiveness there. Now, there's good competition and bad competition. When you're trying to outdo someone, you see a YouTuber out there, oh, I'm going to outdo them. I'm going to get as many subscribers as they have. You better be careful with that, because I talked about jealousy and covetousness. You want to be real careful with that kind of stuff. Be grateful for what you have. Yes, do better. Work on yourself to do better. But that competitiveness, and you're doing it for the sake of trying to showboat on someone else, just be careful with that. I'm just going to say that. God has equipped us all with gifts and talents. We have our own unique purposes, design, and flares. You're a unicorn. You're a unicorn in a certain kind of way, and you're a cute unicorn. You're a handsome unicorn. You're just you. No one has your eyes. No one has your voice. No one has your walk. No one has your ability to do what you can do. You cannot be duplicated. You cannot be duplicated. Even if you have a twin, your hand designs, your fingerprints, they're different. They can still, you can still be distinguished who is who. A mother and a father, they know the difference between twin 1, twin 2. They know. So you don't have to go out your way trying to be, again, in competition with someone else. Just rest and be confident in you and your abilities, how you were designed to work, how you were designed to move. I have a good friend that she's an eBay seller, and she works different avenues that she navigates, and she's really good at it. That's one of her gifts. She's able to navigate and sell things. She has an eye for certain items, and she can get them out there, and she can sell them, and she can make money. If that's something you can do, go for it. If you can hold someone's attention and tell jokes, and a comedian just by nature, do it. You're not going to know until you try. But when you start looking at all these different people who are doing the same thing you want to do, you might start thinking there's no room for you. That's not true. There's enough room. There's enough people in the world that will just gravitate toward you. Embrace your God-given path. Galatians 6:4-5 teaches us to focus on our own actions rather than comparing ourselves to others. I already said that. When we try to compete with others, we risk of stepping out of alignment with His plan for our lives. We start doing all these other things because we're trying to mimic what someone else is doing. Be authentically you. And don't apologize for it. Don't apologize for being you. Avoid the trap of comparison. I already talked a little bit about that, but it goes deeper and says, comparison often leads to feeling an inadequacy or pride, neither of which honors God. God doesn't like pride. It's ugly. Pray about how you can be your best you, how you can really be your best you. And don't let no one make you feel small for where you're at in your journey. And don't you allow yourself to make yourself feel small. We can be our worst critics. Sometimes we can think that people are looking at us and they're not. It's just us feeling inadequate about ourselves. That's why we need to really have a strong prayer life and ask God to show us who we really are. I'm going to do something on that about, having that fervent prayer and having that consistent prayer life that is aligned with God. And that we can really show Him our heart. Because if we do that, we wouldn't be trying to mimic other people. We wouldn't be trying to compare ourselves to others. So again, just remain in your lane. Remain in your lane and you're going to be just fine. Until next time, continue to grow and glow. Take care.